Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is a bit of a different video for me. I don't normally do how-to tutorials, but I tried something new and I really wanted to share it. So my dad had some extra wood pieces and I thought what better use to put them to than to make some painting canvas. So my dad and I made one of the canvases together while he showed me how to build it, and then I made the other ones myself. And I didn't include any of that footage because there's plenty of tutorials on YouTube to teach you how to build your own canvas frame. So I'm sure you can find that online if you want, but this particular video I'm going to show you how to stretch your very own canvas. So you're just going to need these materials over here. I have a staple gun, a hammer, something to measure with, scissors, and of course your fabric canvas. So you're just going to want to make sure that the staple gun is filled with staples and plugged in. You're just going to need a measuring stick of some sort in order to measure the canvas properly. And the way I did this was I measured how much canvas was needed to fit the frame, and then I added about 3 inches extra all around the canvas just so it had room to stretch, so I could stretch it over the frame and then staple it. Once I had that all measured out, I just went ahead and used the scissors to cut the fabric canvas out after marking it. And I'm going to be stretching 4 total canvases over 4 different frames that I built. So I'm going to start with this really long rectangle shaped one here, just to get this one out of the way because it's the biggest. What you want to do is you want to lay the frame down on the fabric canvas, and if you marked everything out, you're just going to want to line up the corners with the marking. So you want to line it up with the one that is closest towards the inside, leaving 3 inches of space on either side. And you want to stretch the top and bottom first, as I'm doing here. So you want to staple the bottom right in the center, pull it tight, and use the staple gun. And then you want to give a nice snug stretch on the top and do the same exact thing. Next, you're going to move over to each side and do the same thing you did on the top and the bottom. Give a nice tug, stretch the canvas over the frame, and staple it. About 3 staples on each side should do the trick. And then same thing on the other side. And so now you have 4 stapled sides with about 3 staples each, and it should look something like this. Next, you're going to want to go and just pick a side and continue to stretch and staple for each side until it's completely filled all the way towards the corners, leaving a little bit of space for each corner. So you're not going to want to staple it too close to the corners because you need a little bit of room to stretch the corners over nicely. Definitely feel free to use the hammer to hammer the staples in a little bit deeper. So once you get all the sides done, it should look something like this. And your corners should look a little bit flappy and have some extra fabric hanging off. So what I did was I tried to fold it almost origami style in order to keep a really nice, clean, sharp edge. So I pulled one side really tight up and then I folded the fabric inside, if that makes sense. So keep the fold on the inside and then stretch the other piece and try to align the fabric with the edge, but not quite towards the edge because you don't really want it to show. And I'm just going to show you this a couple times here. So pull it tight. Create a crease and a fold towards the inside. And then you want to take the remaining fabric, fold it over, and fold it parallel to the other edge. And definitely make sure to staple that down and hammer it really good so it's not going to go anywhere. Next, you just want to take your scissors and cut any excess canvas fabric. This isn't a necessary step, this is mostly just if you want it to feel or look a little bit cleaner. And then there you have it. This is a full stretch canvas, and it turned out pretty good. It's definitely really stable and sturdy. I feel like pretty much all my corners turned out pretty well, pretty even and clean. And here are my other canvases. I just did the exact same technique that I showed you guys on the first one, and I found it a little bit easier on the perfectly square ones. So you're not done yet. These canvases are almost ready to paint. What you need next is you need to get some white gesso, which is basically a primer coat that you're going to place over the fabric so you can begin painting directly on it. So you're just going to get a brush and some white gesso, and you're going to cover the entire canvas. So I did a couple different things. There's no real right way to do this. I just am painting in different directions to really have it soak into the fabric, putting the gesso directly on my brush, but then I also later put it directly on the canvas as well. Just try to move fast and keep as even a coat as possible. And you're going to want to do at least 2 coats of this. I only did 2 coats because I felt that was all that was necessary, but you're going to want to give it ample time to dry in between. So after your first coat, let it dry for at least a few hours or maybe a day, and then go in with your second coat of gesso and do the exact same thing. Maybe even try to paint it on in opposite brush strokes just to make sure that you're really filling in all of the cracks and the fibers in the fabric. And there you have it. That's how to stretch your very own canvas at home. I only gessoed the smaller one, as you can see, because it's the most white, but I did go in and gesso the rest of them later. This was a super fun project for me to do, and I'm really excited that I got to learn how to build my own frames and stretch my own canvas. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, definitely feel free to subscribe and follow on social media for more videos and updates. Thanks so much.